Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are in part 4 on the E36 M3, the blue one. On the first video we cleaned it up outside and took away years of neglect. It turned out it was okay, not too much rust, but the paint has seen better days. In part 2 we cleaned up the interior, no big issues there. A bit nasty at some point, but I think we managed that. In part 3 we tried to start the car and we got it running. So if you haven't seen that video, check it out, it's in the description. So in today's video we are going to look at the car again, and but now it's pretty clean, so it's not disgusting to sit in. But we are going to have a little walk around on the car, look at all the different things that needs to be fixed and addressed later on, and also maybe I can share some of my thoughts on what I want to do with the car further on. So without further ado, let's start. The M3 is in the garage, but it runs. I had some test plates on the car and did some small runs around the area and just testing that brakes and so on is working. So much rust on the brake discs, but it's starting to wear out. Maybe I will get lucky and get it all off, or else I just need to change the discs. It's no big worries. I'm also maybe thinking about doing a big brake kit on this car, because as I mentioned earlier, this car I'm actually going to keep OEM. Yeah, I know, no wide body, no spoilers, nothing. I'm just going to try to keep it as stock as possible, but I will do upgrades like suspension, I will do brakes, get the best possible tires for the stock wheels, maybe get some split original style wheels, we'll see. But it's standing there. Before doing the walk around, since I have been driving the car a little bit after we washed it last time, I want to see how effective this so I have a small mixture with some vampire in a bell bottle, and we can see if it turns purple, the car, the tire, the wheel got very brake dusty after a little trip, so we will see if it turns purple by the end of this walk around. So today we're going to see a little bit about the car. It turned out pretty nice. There are some issues with clear coat flaking on the car, so I suspect the car has had like a respray sometimes, because the roof have a very bad clear coat, the trunk, and also a little bit on the hood, but also on the top of the fenders. So some of you may know that the reason why I bought this car was because I bought it as a parts car back in, I think it was 2008, 2009. I was importing some cars back then directly from Japan, and this car I actually bought to use as a parts car for my blue wide body. But since my blue wide body E36 always worked, so I never took out the engine and parted this car out. And I'm very happy for that today, because the prices on E36 M3s, especially the Euro version, is through the roof. Back when I bought this car, it was like pennies compared to today. So I'm very glad I didn't part it out. It's not the car that's in the most perfect condition, but it's also not the car with the most rust issues compared to Norwegian E36s. So even though I've had this car for 10 years, I've never used it, so it's just been standing there, neglected. If you see the videos before, part 1, part 2, you will see how bad it was. If we look a little bit around the car, you may notice the DTM style exhaust tips. From what I know, it's just original exhaust with the tips, so nothing special. It sounds pretty healthy even when it's just original. So also there's a cool sticker here because it's original car that's delivered as a left-hand drive spec in Japan, so that's pretty cool. Also you can see all the trims. Even though I've used a lot of ATBL products, the trim is shot, so it needs to be replaced. As I talked about earlier, I really want to do like a full respray on this car in the original color and do it right. And you can also see like the gasket around the covers, the door handles are completely gone. So we need to address that as well. The trim on this car is actually in pretty good condition. Same with the wheels. I was lucky, as you can see in, I think it was part 2, that we found a spare tire that was actually the same wheel. So this car has the original wheels and even got the spare tire wheel with the sunflower style or whatever it's called. The car is pretty clean. There isn't too many mods to it, but since it's from Japan, there's always something. And one thing I found out that it's got a little bit Toyota parts. Looks like they have been fixing with some pumps or whatever. It's kind of cool to see all the Japanese writing on all the different what do you call it, like warning labels and so on. So it's kind of cool. The color on this car is BMW Avusblau metallic. So I thought always it was Mauritiusblau, but it's not. It's kind of cool to see like at this strut brace, it's actually an original Schnitzer, so that's pretty cool. The engine itself, since this car has around 200,000 kilometers, I think when we paint the car we'll probably refresh it, but they are very solid engine. As you can see, this is the S50 engine, the B30, those are 3 liter. But it's not the same engine as in the North America M3, because you can see here it's like it got individual throttle bodies. So this is the 286 horsepower version, so it's pretty quick. Also the headlights, I'm so happy there is no crazy headlight modifications on this car. It's got the original Bosch headlights with the ellipsoids or projectors. So everything is pretty clean on this car, but it's worn for its age, but it's okay. There's a small dent here, and that makes also the disc trim pop out. So there's probably something in the door there as well. So let me see on the wheel now. Yeah, you can take a wash it off, and we can see. Yeah, always work wonders. And this car has only had like maybe, I would say maybe like between 10 and 15 kilometers after I washed it last time. That will be the first video. So right now I just rinsed off with the ATBL products, and it's good enough. It's always good to get off all the before it bakes on. So now we can have a little look on the inside. This is the most interesting mods in this car. When I got this car, I was kind of excited, but also at the same time a little bit gutted because it had not the original Vader seats. But being a Japanese car, they always change seats. In my Skyline, they only change the driver's side, but here they actually changed both sides. And after what I'm understanding, it's Recaro Japanese party seats or confetti seats. And they came out pretty good after we did a full-on extraction and so on. So the car inside is now pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of the gray, but it's okay. I think we're only gonna keep it as original as possible. But if anyone has a couple of waiter seats, let me know. I really need. I would like to have it at least. In the back seat, there is the original seats. It's got the M-Rain gray. I think it's partly Alcantara, so it's pretty good. Pretty good. It got some funky looking gear knob. Maybe it's a Schnitzer, I'm not sure, but it's beat to hell, so maybe we can polish it. Inside there's actually a working AC. That's pretty crazy considering the age of this car and also how long it's been standing. So if you want to watch a video with when we deep clean the car, there was actually moss growing on the floor. Just watch video part 2 and you can see when we clean the inside. Part 1 is the outside and part 3 is when we try to start it. So it is what it is. So the car isn't too bad. It's not like perfect condition, but it's a 1995. So here is the like export tag or something just before it got sold to me. And after what I understand, that's something that they check the mileage on the car and so on. So this car has just around 200,000 kilometers. Also here there's like the badge for the wheels, tires and so on. That's kind of cool. I have no idea why they're standing tires and the kilometers, but maybe it's something to see how many mileage they survived. I don't know. But now the tires is like completely dry rotten, so I'm gonna change it. Also, there are some badly corroded Schnitzer pedals. I'm not sure if they can be saved, but we will see. And here is the Euro spec cluster. So, and all the gauges is working, so pretty nice. My plans with this car, as I said earlier, I'm going to keep it as it is. No wide body kit, no spoilers, no nothing. It's hard for me actually to say that because I always do spoilers and wide body kits. But for this car, I'm just going to try to keep it as stock as possible and as nice as possible. I'm probably going to get a very nice set of coilovers. I'm not going cheap on this one. Also, I would really like a nice upgraded exhaust. That would be perfect because the sound in this car is amazing. And I would also like to get maybe new brakes, some upgraded brakes, maybe a big brake kit, who knows. But my main goal with this car is not to quote unquote destroy it, but just to like keep it stock. Maybe do like period correct upgrades, but I want to keep it as it is. But I would really like to get a couple of original waiter seats. That would be cool. Okay, that's it guys. This was part 4 of the E36 M3. So I hope you have enjoyed the 4 videos in this short series. As you can know now, the E36 M3 has a lot of work, but it's not too crazy. So I think we will, for the next months or so, we are going to maybe reach out to some vendors and part suppliers and see if we can get some parts going for this car. So I hope you have enjoyed it, and please consider to subscribe. Also, if you push the like button down here, there's something that goes on with the YouTube algorithm, so more people sees this video. So then maybe we can save another BMW another day. So I hope you had enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a nice day. Bye.